There we go. Oh, okay. Let's begin. Um, Switch that back. Diamonds. Actually, I have no idea how many diamonds I've mined in my world so far. I should look. It's probably not that many yet, since we've hardly gotten to diamond level. Yeah, hold on. 144 deep slate, and then probably like way less. Yeah, 36 regular. I mean, it's still a decent amount so far, but it's gonna be nothing in comparison to how much we'll end up getting by the end. That's for sure. But yeah, how you doing today? Probably asked this already, but is your username Mr. 3 or Mr. Ree? Or is it both? Wait, a sponge? Huh. Wait. How did I forget a sponge? Where do I have one missing? It's just one. Huh. That's so weird. It's supposed to be letter by letter. MSTR3. Is that what you're saying? I think it should be understandable why that would not be assumed. At least that's not what I would have assumed. That's interesting though. Oh, this is like a cool little staircase down. Fun. Nice. Okay, we can do that. Chicken? Nope. Trying to think if there was anything I wanted in my inventory, but I think that's it. But yeah, we are digging. Shocking. I know, I know. No one, once again, no one has ever been able to predict that I would be digging live on stream. Minecraft and the days of vibe. Yep. I'm pretty much just gonna play Minecraft and then go right to bed. Already did everything I need to, took a shower, got everything in the laundry. We can just dig and then go to sleep. Very chill. Honestly, I kind of like doing the digging towards the end of my day. The only reason it's not preferable is just because, like, I feel like a lot of my normal viewers who got used to the earlier streams can't really watch at this time because I have quite a few EU watchers, so it is difficult or impossible for some of them to actually see my streams live. But that's why I am working on uploading all the VODs to the Digging VOD channel. So yeah. By the way, is my sound too low? I messed around with my settings, and I feel like my digging sound is a little low. Yeah. Here, let's maybe put this back up to 50? Okay, I think that's where it used to be. I could try a little lower though. Maybe I'll do like 40% for that. Because I do want it to be pretty balanced. Alright, awesome. Yeah, my settings kind of got messed up because I tried playing an older version of Minecraft last night just for fun. And I forgot that when you switch back to older versions, you'll like change all of your settings. So I had to redo all my settings really quickly, and I think not all of them were quite correct. I think I got most of them memorized though, so should be fine. Yeah, it's everyone's favorite part about using technology when things get reset without you wanting it to be. So awesome. It's all good though. Weirdly, one of the only settings that didn't get changed was my in-game sensitivity. I guess that feature somehow is old enough that it actually was not changed in any way. Like, that setting remained untouched. But basically everything else was changed to some other setting. Yeah. It was weird. Cool. Want to try and keep my tools repaired for as long as possible while I'm doing the digging this time. So I will be targeting all the coal and stuff I see. I think I generally do that anyway, but really want to make sure for this next round of digging. Because I hate doing tool repairing. Although I can't touch that. That's for next ring. As tempting as it may be. If only copper actually gave XP, or if there was an enchantment to like. I mean, again, I've talked about this on stream before. I think fire aspect should apply to pickaxes. Like, you should be able to smelt ores by digging into it with fire aspect. And maybe, since there's fire aspect 1 and 2, maybe make, like, fire aspect 1, like, a 50% chance, and then fire aspect 2, 100% chance, or something. And lapis is always nice. Lapis is a very good block for repairing my tools. Coal is, like, okay, but usually coal is helpful because they come in such large veins, even if individually they don't do very much. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things Mojang would never add, but, like, I wish they would. Like, I feel like it literally just makes sense. I mean, they already changed how mining ores works anyways once. Like, iron and gold didn't used to drop more than one per piece. Used to just drop the entire block as one single ingot. Like, it was just 1 for 1. What's up, Muffin? How you doing? If there was an auto smelter in Shay, you would have to ignore fortune luck. I think, low key, that honestly could be a worth it trade-off. I would be fine with that. If you can't combine fire aspect with fortune, I think that would honestly be a good way to keep it balanced. Because honestly, depending on the situation, you probably want one over the other. I see more coal. You were doing... Wow. Epic. It's like that video game company. 1 second, my computer sounds feel a little low. Oh, that's probably why. Sorry, 1 moment. Let me actually drink water. Mmm. That could be another way to do it. But I feel like an auto smelt, you would want it to have a 100% success rate. I feel like players would not be happy with it being just a percent chance. And it's not like it would defeat the purpose of furnaces. There's a lot of stuff that you need furnaces to smelt that you can't do with an auto smelt pickaxe or whatever. I mean, unless you allow the pickaxe to also, like, if you dig a piece of sand with the pickaxe, it also just turns it into glass. I think that would be epic, but that also would maybe be too much power. Wait, you should be able to smelt a furnace back into 8 cobblestone. Auto smelting shovels. See, I think a shovel would be too far for that. Maybe you could have that as a feature, but only for the pickaxe. Because literally, aside from sand, there's no other use for it to really be on a shovel. Although I'm sure players would complain that they can't auto-smelt glass if you can auto-smelt other stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Also... Oh, I don't have gravel out. That's what I'm missing. Put that away. Oh, wait. Auto-smelting carrot on a stick. I believe that's the mace. I know that's not actually what you're talking about, but they kind of added a hammer already. I don't think they would make another actual hammer, unfortunately. Sorry, you get one hammer and it's the mace. Minecraft would be too crowded with items if you get 2 whole hammers. Mine is 1,024. It's pretty decent. Unlike my parkour skills. Yeah, there we go. 4,096. Hmm. Oh, by the way, guys, so that actually reminded me. I just remembered one of the VODs is actually doing like more than one view on the VOD channel, and it's the 12-hour one that got uploaded a few days ago. You know, the one I spent nearly 24 hours rendering because I had to cut it by a whole minute. Because it's 1 minute too long. It has a whole, like, 20 or 30 views. Incredible. I mean, most of them are sitting at in the range of 20 to, like, 5. Or no, not 20. 0 to 5. Also, I don't know how interested you guys are in this, but I did end up counting how many blocks the rings ended up being, or like last ring was compared to the other ones. Let me pull that up really fast. So the fourth ring was 685k, and then the last ring was 592k. Why did I have a 12-hour session again? I don't remember why I did that. I think I was just going crazy mode, and then I burned myself out. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of my, like, you guys can look, a lot of the earlier VODs are pretty long compared to the streams I do now. I would almost never do one shorter than at least 2 hours. Now, granted, a lot of those earlier ones also had periods of time where I literally had to be away from the computer to take going to work. So, but I still think even then they were at least 2 hours of gameplay. Yeah. I think a lot of the earliest ones are the longest ones. I don't really know why I decided to randomly do a 12-hour one. Maybe there's some explanation if I go back in the Discord at that time. It'd be somewhere in July of last year. 2024. True, true. Oh, speaking of VODs, I also should upload the 1 trillion score VOD at some point. Not to the Digging VOD channel, obviously, but... Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way for me to... The problem I've been having is that I'm too lazy to actually sit down and schedule all of them. So what I've been doing is just scheduling like 1 or 2 days at a time. And then maybe I'll forget for like 1 or 2 days and then be like, oh shoot, I gotta upload more. I really should just sit down and just actually get it over with. Like, just actually schedule literally all of them. But, yeah, that takes effort. Also, let me get some gravel. Gotta block this up. Haha, block. true that, true that. Shout out to Pickle. Okay, let's get rid of this water. Very nice. Comic Sans. Wow. I mean, I always knew that guy was a comedian, but wow. Who? Okay, okay. One sec, do that. I can close that now. Okay. Let's get my inventory back in order here. I do not need that. Cool. I only need one thing of gravel at a time. We'll swap that for that. Put that in the 4, put that down there. Probably just move stuff like that down there. Swap that for that. Okay, that works. Where was I? Ah, yes. Over here. Oh, man. It's a shame that every month except April has a Fool's Day. Or else I would think about doing an April Fool's stream. Easy. Oh, goodbye to my bed. Me when I have to get up in the morning. What's up, Hong? How you doing? Okay. There you go. No more Poland. That's nice. They heard you were coming back, and now they are ready to strike. How nice of them. They were patient and waited. So much coal. Very nice. "100 tornadoes drops on Warsaw, Poland." Now that you're back from drinking, it's time to go to your next addiction, gambling. It's only the right thing to do. America, land of the free. Free to gamble your life savings away and end up in crippling debt for the rest of your life. A guy like me could turn $10 into $10 trillion in debt. True. Currently, the United States government has quite a bit of score. Oop, nice lag. That's true, Pretzel. That's true. How you doing? Let's just say you never want to owe Peppy score. Does not work out well when you owe him score. Just woke up. Wow, imagine being European. Good morning. Free eggs? Wow. This guy is living in luxury, clearly. Eggs are like $1 million per egg here. In the USA. And also, Pretzel may live in Poland every day, but at least he's not living in France every day. I hear a baby zombie. Don't attack me! Okay, I guess it's underground. Or maybe it's like right up here. I don't know. I don't care. Oh, that's a turtle. My vision made me think it was like just a really wide zombie. But nope, that's just a turtle. Hotel. Oh man. Wow. Extremely luxurious American breakfast. 1 egg. I guess it's a good thing that I don't eat, like, eggs as, like, a staple in my breakfast anymore. Yeah. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm missing out too much by not eating eggs that often. Green circles. Imagine Peppy if he was green. I was more imagining he just ate some green eggs and ham. Hmm. One insane thing I realized is that the amount of time that it took me to mine the last ring in real time, that includes the time I spent like repairing tools and doing everything else I did, was still less time than it would take to mine one layer of deep slate. Like, assuming I took 0 breaks mining one whole layer of the deep slate. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the amount of time it would take to mine one layer of the deep slate is literally just over 24 hours. So, obviously assuming there's literally 0 air pockets, which it's not the case, and then, like, non-deep slate blocks exist too still. Doable. Wow, I could finish this project before summer ends if I just don't stop digging. I don't actually remember if that calculation is accurate, but that's what I remember someone saying one time, so I mean, it's gonna be a long time either way. Think so. I mean, how much time are you assuming each uh block of deep slate takes to mine? Yeah. Yeah, it is. 0.4 seconds per block. Yeah, I believe so. 29. Oh, jeez. Maybe closer to 24, assuming other blocks and air pockets, maybe. But it's probably still going to be closer to that number in reality because I'm not going to be mining absolutely perfectly that entire time. Yeah. So maybe we could just safely assume 30 hours. Yeah, exactly. So wait. So wait, then hold on. Jeez. Yeah. That's gonna be a long time. This is a long-term project for sure. Yeah. I mean, the way I want to do this, though, I'm not going to be really doing a whole layer at once, I think. Because I want to make like a quarry or a reverse pyramid, basically. At least I feel like that would probably be the best way and most visually appealing way to do it. Wow, it's a lot of pickle in one Joel. What's up, Wither? How you doing? Would have been more fun. Yeah, I think so. I wish I could calculate how much time I have left until I actually end up reaching Y8 everywhere. I mean, the rings have been taking shorter amounts of times every time, and there's been less blocks every time by a significant amount. Something like that. I mean, it's gonna be roughly half, so... I would expect anywhere in the 14 to 16 million range at the very most. But probably closer to 15 to 16. Took a day off today. I like having off days, man. But that's also probably because I don't care for my job very much, so... The average per hour has been pretty consistently minimum 30,000 per hour. It hovers, or it varies quite a bit, but I think the safest average you could do is 33,000, 35,000 per hour. You could do the conservative number and just do 30,000 though, and just see from there. I guess in a way that means I'm basically mining a chunk an hour. And honestly, that kind of tracks because I've mined the equivalent of like 300 chunks and I've played somewhere in the range of 400 hours. 200 more hours. 187 with 32k. What about 35k? How much time does that save? Because I think it's been an average of 35k. I could look at the sheet, or not the sheet, the notepad again, and just see. How much slower is Deep Slate? A lot slower. You can only mine a Deep Slate once every 0.4 seconds. With the stone, it's like nearly instant, so I'm mining quite a few per second. 171. Okay, let me take a look at the ring data notepad, and I can just tell you. Yeah, it varies quite a bit. The fastest I ever had was 37,000 per hour. But I've also never been slower than 30,000 an hour. Wait, actually, wait, since we know how many I do per hour, we could also just figure out how many I do per second. I'm not good at math, but like... Hold on. 30,000... Wouldn't that just be divided by 60 twice. Yeah, so it'd be around 8 blocks. I feel like that's pretty accurate, around 8 blocks a second. So we would go from doing 8 blocks a second to 2 blocks a second, basically. So that's quite a bit slower. I should mine a chunk but only do 1 block per day. How many years is that? Yeah. Wait, here. Let's find out, shall we? Average chunk is 33,000 blocks, so that's 90 years. It would take you over 90 years to do that. To mine a chunk by mining 1 block a day. I think a better challenge would... Wow, only 45 years. Awesome. I think a more reasonable one would be mine 1 layer of a chunk every day. Because then you could do that, like, twice a year. Or, depending on it, you could do it... Wait, no. No, you can do that multiple times a year. You could do, like... I'm trying to think. Sea level... Oh, boy, wait. If you're doing it in 1.18 plus... Never mind, you could probably only do that, like, 2 times a year. Like, 2 chunks a year. I think I'm happy with the thing I'm doing right now. That's what I'll say. I don't need to turn this into something that it's not. Scary mobs. Oh, that's like a pretty open section of the cave there. And also, yeah, I'm noticing with each subsequent ring I'm doing, it's taking less and less time to do 2 layers of a ring at once. Like, I think the last ring it took just about an hour, and this one it's definitely taking less than that. I don't remember exactly when I started these 2 layers, but I know I did some before I reached. So yeah, these rings are just gonna be shorter and shorter. But then obviously we're gonna have to mine the entire mass that's still left. So we'll probably go back in reverse, like start from the top and go back to the bottom. Wrecked. Again, it's a shame that there is a Fool Day in every month except April. Like, everyone loved it when it was March Fools, yet there's no April Fools to be had. Such a shame. At least we have May Fools to look forward to. I'm pretty sure most years I just decide my April Fools is I don't do anything at all. Yeah, and it was a beautiful picture. Turtle. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay. Oop, where was I? Right. Digging. One sec. Oh yeah, classic right there. Still weird to think at one point Japan was like literally a dominant country in Osu, and then they just stopped being a dominant country in Osu Standard. Like, there's not really been that many Japanese players since like 2015 that have like actually been that prominent as top players. Yeah, I mean, they completely have a mafia type stranglehold on Taiko, for instance. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just something about standard. They're just like, this is boring. We play real rhythm games. I mean, to be fair, if there's any country that has that excuse, it probably would be Japan. They have access to literally all the rhythm games. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how Japan dominant Taiko really is, though. They have no OC on DS for DS5. Yeah. But I mean, like, I also do think part of it has to be, like, just the access to rhythm game arcades over there compared to, like, somewhere like the USA, where, I mean, there's some access, but not nearly as much, I would assume. There's, like, one place I can go to play any Japanese rhythm games at all, basically, near me. It's definitely not all the choices that exist. Not even close. Yeah. Osu is literally just one of many, many choices for them. Where in, like, America, especially, it's like pretty much the only rhythm games you'll have access to are like, well, like Guitar Hero or something. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm aware, Osu was the first rhythm game I ever played, or at least like the first real rhythm game I ever played. I'm sure maybe as a kid I found a random, like, really terrible Flash rhythm game or something. But, like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like OC Standard is a pretty, like, at least obviously compared to Taiko, it's a very diverse game mode, but I do think there's still a lot of USA bias. USA and Russia, I feel like. There's a lot of Russian players too. Can't ignore them. I mean, Russia's a pretty big country, so. Okay, let me make sure there's no more creepers. Oh, there's a lot of creepers. Because apparently I'm still low enough or high enough that they'll jump down to try and get me. Scary. Chickens? Dang, I have not been getting chickens. Oh yeah, China is another country that like fell off in terms of player count and just top player prominence. My tinfoil hat conspiracy theory says what actually happened was not the Chinese firewall, but rather Rust Belt ate all of the Chinese players and then disappeared into a black hole. It's true. It's the only logical explanation. Eat it. Yes, sorry. He eated them. My apologies. Taiwan. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the Asian countries had a very strong prominence in the very early days of OSU. Taiwan, China, Japan, South Korea as well. I mean, South Korea, I think, still has a strong player base, but because of the circumstances of Korea, it just is hard for there to actually be young top players because, you know, they get sent off to the military when they're 18, so. And usually what ends up happening is that a player who has to go through that ends up coming back as a casual player or just isn't as good as they used to be. And yeah, that too. Like Osu is not like the most popular game to play there anyways. They got other sports. I mean, I'm pretty sure League is huge in South Korea. Oh yeah, StarCraft. Basically any like MOBA game or whatever. Yeah. Dude, we need to make more OC top players who start at like older or at 20 years old minimum. I mean, Bitko is one of those cases that I legitimately still have no clue if that guy was ever legit or not. But because he just never got banned or anything, I'm just gonna pretend that he's legit. And as far as I'm aware, that guy is like in his early 30s now. Yeah, he has to be, or maybe even mid 30s. So when he was like a prominent UC top player, he's already in his like early to mid 20s. $444 old. True. But yeah, I don't know. We need more top players that aren't literal children, I guess is what I'm saying. Ask your boss to pay you to play as you. Grow up. She says I need to grow up. Yeah, true. Wait, your boss should pay all of us. So true, Thor. So true. How you doing? I sure hope you're digesting good. Also, grats on map being ranked. Detour ahead. No. I don't think so. I will not be detouring today, actually. Thank you for the suggestion, though. Who did this? Belch. Hmm. What do you think of the progress you see so far, Thor? Isn't this beautiful? Just seeing all of this gone. You live here. Yeah, and that's the best part of this project. It literally only just becomes more and more epic the more I dig. Like it's just it just looks so stupid, but like in an awesome way. I think Guitar Hero was mentioned like 30 minutes ago, Muffin. You're a little late on this. Cut you some slack. I don't want to get a knife out. You cut it yourself. There's probably a Minecraft mod that has that exact thing, the all-in-one tool. And of course, there's other Minecraft mods that auto-switch tools for you. I'm fine hockeying, personally. It adds a little bit of interaction. Haxel. We know that you have to watch 20 streams at the same time, Muffin. I get it. 37 streams at the same time. You're good, Muffin. Don't worry. I am being but a little jokester. I'm just kidding. April Fools. I've never told a joke in my life. Just kidding again. April Fools is not a real thing. There is only a Fool Day in every month but April. Saying what? I should turn into Cookiesy. The brain link still exists. The brain waves. The 5G chips. 5G Umaru potato chips. Look at all this coal. Free tool repairing. Oh. Yeah, I see them. It's just one of those things that exists on Twitch where they just have bots constantly spam streams. I think it's because I stream Minecraft. The bots exist when I stream OC2, but I feel like it's way worse when I play Minecraft. Probably because more people actually watch Minecraft in general. Want to get famous? I believe the classic was "Want to be famous," and then just the most sketchy looking link possible. Yeah, that's true. I think it's better that they just end up being held for review rather than actually just being sent down to the chat for everyone to see. Okay, I don't think I've ever gotten one of those, or if I have, I don't remember. Oh, just do exclamation point skin to find out. What is your mother's maiden name? What is your Osu rank? What is the security code on your credit card? Are you currently located at this IP address? Honestly, sometimes the people that show up in OC streams may as well be AI bots anyways. Low key. Especially the kids that exist in the OC community now. Yeah, that's bizarre. Dude, let me go to slap. Don't attack me! Brr. Thank you. I am just a digital recreation of the real thing. Dude, I thought that was all obsidian for a second. That's just a lighting error. Surely we can get a chicken to spawn. Nope. I swear, I've thrown like a stack of eggs now where no chicken is hatched. I think one thing I need to come to terms with is that because I am not a child anymore, seeing the Usu children who make up the Usu community today, like being like those children being annoying, I shouldn't get annoyed at them because, you know, they literally are children and I am not. I feel like it's a different dynamic for myself now, where it's like there's no point for me to get upset when, like, yeah, like I just don't relate to these people. job. Speaking of job, I should probably get ready to go to bed here in a few minutes. So I will end stream once I reach the next corner here. I just realized it's late. Look, I have to have a job because I need my basic necessities like $5,000 on airplane parts. I'm hoarding airplane parts. I'm gonna be like that one dude who ate a plane. I should just create a plane buffet. Hold on, I gotta get this coal. I know a dude whose dog's name is Cole. Alright, yeah. Did I try to mind the dog? Let's just say that dog has been turned into fuel. Because that dog is actually just a block of coal. Anyways, speaking of coal, I think it is time for me to go to bed. So, yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow, probably around the same time. Gotta go to sleep and go to work tomorrow. Alright. Good night.